Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. With battles will start. With dreams of glory, they'll play with heart. We let it go. We let it go.
Hands in the air, he smiles so wide. Cyprus behind him, full of pride. But in a flash, it all came down. Happiness crumbled, no golden crown. But the whistle blew, dreams fade away. Happiness cut short, no time to stay. Disallowed, the tears turn low. In a heartbeat, we let it go.
We let it go. We let it go. We let it go. We let it go.
So, Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching. This is me celebrating a disallowed goal.
Oh my god! I didn't think it was going to be that funny.
Oh, it's like there's a drop coming. There's a drop coming.
So yeah, Kalimera guys, whenever time you're watching, this is Mappa. For the benefit of those of you listening, we did a watch along for Kosovo against Cyprus, and we had the goal disallowed, and someone kindly clipped Thassos' celebration for the non-goal, and it's now become a meme. So I thought I had to do some music for that. So already, Thassos, you know, you're a legend according to Andy K. There you go. Alan Maria Petro is here. Oh man.
Beautiful.
Listen,
It's
only
beautiful.
This is Mappa can make light of a bad situation. Cyprus lost 2 games in a row, and here we are having fun. This is what we do. We don't take things too serious.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. Evening. Anyway,
Yeah.
how are you since the last time I spoke to you, which was yesterday?
Yeah. Since yesterday, well, my arms hurt. I'll tell you that for free.
Oh, yes.
But
Did your own
yes,
little workout there?
yeah, exactly. But
Hey, do you know what? You don't need to worry about these online coaching videos that we had during the pandemic. Like, you could do them yourself, man. You could be an online personal trainer.
Yeah. Well, more. You gotta. Yeah. But yeah.
Everyone, do the Thassos. I want everyone that goes clubbing this weekend to do the Thassos dance.
Yes. I'll be there. I'll be there doing it with you. I should have worn it. I should have worn this T-shirt last night. Actually, got the guns out.
Got the guns out. Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, there's quite a bit to go through tonight. We're going to try and keep it under an hour, hopefully.
It probably will be. Obviously, we don't have the games to show and talk about since that's coming this weekend.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yes, but we must talk about, obviously, for people who didn't watch the watch along. We need to talk about the 2 games that did happen during the international break. The 2 games that we want to be talking about anyway. And that is the 2 games the Cyprus national team played against Romania and Kosovo. 2 3-0 losses. But again, some positives, some negatives, but some positives. I've listed my conclusions.
Yes.
Shall I go through them first and then you?
Yeah, go ahead, my guy.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
So defensively, we were shocking both games. It's a big reason. It's a big reason why I personally never understood why gets by. I was like, let's stick 8 people in defense, because all that's going to do is you're going to have 8 people ball watching instead of 3.
Yes.
So that was the first thing. Second one, up front, we seem to be creating plenty of half chances. People are getting into the proper positions. It's just that final ball and the final decision to get that goal is lacking at the moment. But that's probably a confidence thing, and that's going to come. That's going to come obviously with Mr. Motivator behind him. That's going to come against Lithuania.
Yes.
We've got plenty of attacking intent, pushing forward and pressing up high on the pitch. Fitness-wise, though, the players can't start to kind of flag after, say, half an hour and a half. In possession, we're looking to move the ball about, trying to be as direct as we can. Again, better than what Tamuri was trying to do, which was this like Subutio kind of thing between 2-3.
Yes.
But yeah, a couple of players are taken for granted that they are in the first 11 and need to be taken down a peg. I'm looking at Mr. Chestnut. And right back is going to be a problem. And Magris can't play on the left-hand side. Those are my conclusions from the two games. What about yourself?
Okay. Well, first game against Romania, clearly a higher level team, much higher level team. A team that did very well at the last Euros. So we knew what we were up against. And I think for the opening 10, 15 minutes, we looked positive. We were trying to play the ball around, playing the ball in triangles on our own penalty area, which was kamikaze, but it was nice to see. There was some attacking intent. There was a little bit of confidence in this team as well. You could tell that they wanted to prove a point. And as you quite rightly said, defensive mistakes cost us. All three Romania goals, mistakes defensively. And we just couldn't get back in the game. So when you're 3-0 down at half time, yes, Romania dropped the gear. But you know what? They went for it. They went for it second half.
Yeah.
And some of the substitutions surprised me somewhat. But at the same time, he's still at that experimental phase of his squad. This is the first squad he's named. And all right, we came away with that Romania game saying, do you know what? It wasn't that bad. And then here comes Kosovo away from home. Yeah, it looked a little bit tetchy at the beginning, but we got in behind them a few times. There's a couple of half chances in the opening 20 minutes. And we thought, hang about, we might, there's a chance of us getting something from this game. Something.
Yeah.
But again, defensive mistakes. Although the first goal all started from Loizo being smashed.
Yeah.
Getting a free kick. Kosovo went up the other end. And 3 defenders surrounding 1 forward. He's danced around them. He's done the Galamathikano around them, and he's put the ball in the back of the net, and we're a goal down. But even then, we looked like we could create. It didn't resemble a Cyprus team that we've been used to the last 4 years. Even under Gostanoglu, it was terrible.
Yeah,
but there was still some attacking intent with him, to be fair. So, second half. Some substitutions were made. Sotirio had a chance, which was a goal that was disallowed for offside, as we discussed. But it just seemed that when Sofroni decided to go against the 2 holding midfielder system, we looked so much better on the ball.
Yeah.
So much more positive. And you're right. There are some players who I think now Sofroni's going to see them and think, you can offer something, but not what I want you to offer, not consistently. I don't want to shit on Gastano because that wouldn't be fair, because it wasn't just him that didn't really step up the way that we would have hoped or liked. But players like him, Piero Sotirio, they need a bit of time out of the national team because other players need an opportunity. I'm sorry. And Gastano is at his peak, and it pains me to say this because he's been playing at a very high level for the past few years. But we can't have players that are in the team purely based on where they play. We can't. We can't do this.
Yep.
There are loads of players out there that are chomping at the bit to play for the national team. And, Mamas came on. He looked all right. Credit to Artemada. I was shitting on him a couple of weeks ago. I think he was very, very good those 2 games. I didn't recognize him, honestly. I didn't recognize him. But you're right, defensively, there's a problem, especially at right back. You can't have Garo at right back. You can't do it.
No.
You can't do it. I'm sorry.
No. Styliano was all right in the second half against Romania, but obviously, like we said, they took the foot off the pedal once they went 3-0 up. So we don't really know what he's like. And Donil against Romania had a lot of difficulties, but he came on in the second half against Kosovo and did fine. Did fine enough. Although there was still the counter-attacking threat from Kosovo in the second half, which, again, he was being caught out a lot. But that was probably because he was pushing forward quite a lot, along with Bileas out on the wings, so kind of leaving those wing spaces open for the counter attack. But yeah, right back is going to be a problem. It's going to be
It will be. It will be. Well, look, it's not going to be resolved within a month because that's when the next round of games are, right?
Yep.
But I'm pretty certain that they're going to be looking around and look, the under-21s have been doing well. Maybe they might dip into that. Even the under-19s, they might even do that. You never know.
Yeah, we don't know. But
you never know.
Yes, so 3-0 losses against these 2 teams.
Yep.
The results obviously are quite negative, but on social media, a lot of people have been saying, despite the loss, this is the kind of performances we want from the national team. So exactly what we were saying. Doesn't matter if we lose 3, 4, 5, 6-0, whatever it is, as long as we show something for it.
Yeah.
And I think Sofroni's latched onto that and put that in the players, which is a positive.
Yeah. Well, look, for me, Sofroni, as a motivator, he can take them so far. As a tactician, he concerns me. But again, these 2 games, I'm not going to lay into him because we showed more emphasis on getting the ball in the opponent's box and trying something, than we've done in 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
And I'm not even exaggerating. Mario's made a very good comment. In the last 2 games, we've had 26 shots, 8 on target, need more target practice. I mean, Bitta was shooting from our own half. And you'd think, it's just desperation, but he actually spotted the goalkeeper well off his line. So it's not as if he was just shooting for the sake of shooting because he wanted to take the sting out of the game or whatever, or slow Kosovo down. There was some intent. There was a lot of intent there.
There was something on there. But it goes back down to this final decision, the final pass, the final decision just before the goal. The composure is not there at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what's doing us in on the shots at goal.
Look, I'll be real with you here because when you look at the front 4, let's say, for example, against Romania, where we had Joniz, Loizu, Gastano, and Bitta. Okay, we know those 2 wide players can cause problems. We know it. Okay, and it's been proven at club level and sometimes international level. Sometimes not just glimpses. Bitta scoring goals in a very good league, and Gastano just needs to be the Gastano that we want him to be.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not saying we're going to do like a Greece Euro 2004. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even going to try and say that. But the fact is, I think that once we get some rhythm and get some momentum and get more behind this national team, because that people don't show up to watch the national team. But that's probably because of the lack of football we've been playing, like the turgid crap. Well, no one's going to want to spend their money. I mean, they were giving away free tickets and people weren't showing up for crying out loud, But I think now people are starting to see that these guys actually do care and they do give it a go. So when they see that passion and that enthusiasm on the field, they're going to be excited to go. So I think it works both ways. Now, Gop can only do so much. right? I think right now there isn't anything we can say to be critical of them as of like from now, right? In terms of how they're treating the national team. We're speaking about the British-based Cypriots. Ortelli played, Banayodou played, Harry Mills, all right, was called up, but he didn't play. So they're obviously looking at this environment. They might look at Australia eventually. They might look elsewhere. You never know. So you can see that something is changing, but it's slowly changing. You know, it's like, how can I explain it? Like watching paint dry, really.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's paint drying pace.
Yeah, it's the changes. There's a lot of changes still to happen that we've been asking for a while, but obviously, you know, these small baby steps are happening, and that can only be a good thing. So yeah, going back to the under-21s, obviously they lost the 3-0 scoreline. Losing by 3-0 scoreline seems to be a big thing for the Cyprus national team. The under-21s
lost France, man.
Yeah, they lost 3-0 against France, and then they won 3-1 against Bosnia.
Hey, there you go.
There they
Just
are.
got to bring them up and bring up the under-19s as well with our mate Gab in goal.
Yeah, and the under-19s in the first game they lost 3-0 against Israel, and then the second game was a 1-1 draw against Israel. Now, Banayodou and Ortelli only played one of those games. Can you guess which one?
The draw.
Yeah, here you go. There it is. But
well, from what I was told, they were very impressed with Gab. Very, very impressed with him.
Yeah. Well, towards the end of the game, he pulled off a fantastic save. I think it was from an Israeli free kick, and it actually got put on Twitter as well. It was a really, really good save, and you know, let's watch him develop, getting there. Slowly, he'll be in the in the first team.
Hopefully.
But yeah.
Well, look, I've got a couple things quickly. After the Romania game, one news or sports publication put out this article, and I just took a screenshot of this paragraph, and I just want the people in the chat that are watching to see if you spot the mistake. Here we go. Anyone in the chat watching?
Shall I read it out as well?
Well, in Greek, or you could translate in English, and then they're going to know what the answer is, isn't it?
Oh, right. Okay. All right.
Read it out loud in your head. Michael Johnny's has got it.
He's got it.
Ghazi B, yes. Well, this article basically started by saying our national team lost 3-0 against Romania at the Ghazi B stadium, when in actual fact it was at the AEK Arena.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where the reporter was watching the game, or if they watched the game or whatever. Did you set this chat to subscriber only? Yes, I did. Because in the past, we've had people messaging various things who aren't subscribers. And we don't want that kind of attention. So I set it to subscriber only. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so as I was saying, what's going on here? Did they just think that it was a Ghazi B, or was it, I don't know, force of habit? I don't know.
Well, they probably had would they put a big screen in the ICB just for the reporters?
Maybe. Or was it reporters using the power generators at the ICB to rake their own screen?
Like 2 on 1, are too furious.
Yes.
Callbacks. Love a bit
Absolutely.
of a callback.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also, as you know, with social media, Thassos, you do get a lot of people who kind of react negatively. I know you mentioned that there was a lot of positivity, but I'd like to show you something. It's only 3 minutes of your time, guys. Yeah. So just call it like a little break. Yeah, I'd just like to show you guys something.
Εγώ πιστεύω ότι παίχτες δεν θέλουν να παίζουν για την εθνική. Δεν έχουν κίνητρο κι ούτε θέλουν να ρισκάρουν τα πόδια τους με τραυματισμούς. Είδα ομάδα να τρέχει, να έχει ρυθμό, να πρεσαρεί σε όλο το γήπεδο. Με πάθος, με πλάνο, να μην φοβάται τον αντίπαλο. Μου άρεσε αυτό που είδα. Μην ξεχνούμε με ποιους έπαιζαμε. Οι ομάδες δεν αλλάζουν οτροπία και τρόπο παιχνιδιού. Απ' τη μια στιγμή στην άλλη, δηλαδή εσείς που κατηγορείτε ρε καθηγητές, με τον προηγούμενο προπονητή που έκαναμε συνέχεια, αδιατία κερδίσαμε, μπράβο στην προσπάθεια. Εσάς εκεί στην κόπτω μόνο, που σας ενδιαφέρει είναι το χρήμα, πως απόδειξετε το σεβασμό ρε στους παίχτες μας. Πετήσουμε εντός έδρας κάτι να πείτε Ρουμανί, μόνο στο φόριο πέταλο επουλήσετε. Όλα τα εισιτήρια στους φιλοξενωμένους απάτσε. Χάσετε έτσι ευκαιρία, έτσι κάμνει και ο Άρης στην Εμεσό. Επειδή δεν έχει κόσμο δίμητα στο Απόλ. Στην Ομονία ανόρθωση, κλεπιάνο το γεμίζει. Είσαστε ερασιτέχνες με μόνο ένα πράγμα. Είσαστε επαγγελματίες στο πώς να έχετε κέρδος οικονομικό. About 3 times the Romanian Federation asked the Cypriot Federation to offer more tickets to the Romanian supporters, and it was accepted. It's incredible how a national team that played away had more supporters, even if there are many Romanians in Cyprus. The Cypriot Federation had to follow their interests. However, it was a match with the host country Cyprus. Natural born losers, my country will easily beat these losers with 9 men. Με τον Guardiola να φέρουμε την ίδια μάπα θα παίζουμε. Δεν παίρνουν στα σοβαρά την εθνική. Είναι έσχος η εμφάνιση μας και πιο πολλά να έχουμε όλο Ρουμάνους στη δική μας έδρα έσχος.
There you go. Proper rock on tune indeed. I thought I'd add it in just to kill a bit of time, you know, since we usually do like 2 hours. Why not?
Yeah. No, I mean, you talked about negative comments, but most of the negative comments were just about how the Cyprus FA gave away a shitload of tickets to Romania for the match.
Yeah, apparently it was sold out, the game.
Yeah, it was sold out because it was full of Romanian fans. Yeah.
God bless Skeva, right? A Bolon fan that was on the Charity Marathon podcast with us. He was at the game. He was like, am I in Bucharest? Anyway, shall we move on to other news?
We can do. I was just going to finish off this chat with, obviously, next month's internationals are against Lithuania at home and Romania away. Anything but a win versus Lithuania at the moment would be extremely disappointing. For Romania, we should be looking to keep the score down even further from the 3-0. And surely that bodes well for whatever comes at us in the new year and World Cup qualification groups.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. There we go. So let's go. Let's go back to domestic matters.
Yes.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Do you want me to just go for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Manolo Jimenez signs for Abuel. He's been announced as the new head coach. He's with Mr. Mushroom Man.
Could have at least brushed his hair, for crying out loud.
Man, you know how stressed out he is. He's a very stressed out man at the moment. But yes, so back to Jimenez. He has a varied CV. He's been at Sevilla. He's been at AEK Athens on 4 different occasions. Real Zaragoza, Al Rayyan in Qatar, UD Las Palmas, Al Vata in the Emirates twice, and Cerro Porteño in Paraguay. Now, with all that, he has 1 Greek Cup and 1 Greek Championship in that. Now, obviously, big deal, new coach, let's do a press conference, arrange the press conference on Tuesday. They announce the time, click on the video on the time, Like I think I went on it like 2-3 minutes late. Clicked on the video and it says broadcast starts in 13 minutes. So starts very well. 15 minutes late. Very Cyprus-thick. Very great start already. But yeah, Petridis starts the whole thing off by doing a quick statement, saying, things like, this is the first time a coach of Jimenez's stature has come to Cyprus and Abuel. Now, I mean, I get it, right? Jimenez is a very good coach. He's got a very good CV. But I'm pretty sure there's been coaches with greater pedigree. Like if you just look at trophies won, for instance. I'm just talking about Abuel.
Mm-hmm.
Milojevic has won a crap load of stuff. Ingebrigtsen won a crap load of stuff. Jovanovic, Fink, Lemoniz. There's a big group of coaches that have won more than what Jimenez has won in his time as a coach. Never mind across the rest of the league. But anyway, let's just say
I think that just smacks of. I think that just smacks of Kim Jong Un style propaganda.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. Yeah, he's just really bullies and like we say in Cyprus.
I mean, if Abuel fans didn't have TVs or internet or anything like that, I guarantee you one day there would be, Instagram posts of Abuel winning the Champions League. We beat Barcelona on the way. Real Madrid in the final.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went to the Bernabeu when we actually beat them. Yeah.
Beat them 3-0. They use AI to remove Henri's goal against Real Madrid for Arsenal, and they just put Chebak. Oh, I'm gonna get gunned down for that one. I can see it coming.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So anyway, the other thing that he brought up in his little opening speech, at least the thing you could hear over the hold on, what was he? Anyway, he was messing around with a pen the whole time. He was just going over the microphones while he was speaking. So you had to pay attention to what he was saying.
He's brainwashing you, mate. He's brainwashing you.
He's not brainwashing me.
He's hypnotizing you lot with that pen. He's hypnotizing you with the clicking.
One of the things he said was that he wishes for the club's fans to give Jimenez more patience than the last two coaches.
Speak for yourself.
Because it's the fans that sacked the last two coaches, yeah? Man's a joke.
Somewhere anyway, McCarthy sitting there, what are you fucking talking about, lad?
He's a mess. He's an absolute mess at the moment. That's
all. He's got elbow pads on his fucking suit jacket. My guy's been sitting there like this the whole time. I don't want to see his elbows.
Oh God, they're gonna
moisturizes them.
Yeah. I was going to say that they look like. Oh crap! I've lost my train of thought. Anyway. So we get to obviously the statements and the questions towards Jimenez. Now, normally, you need a translator for English, and Nectario Bedevino is there, translating the questions from Greek to English for the coach. Coach answers. Bedevino translates back into Greek, right?
I swear he sits there playing Candy Crush most of the time.
Yeah, he's always on his phone, isn't he? But
he's playing Candy Crush. Gets angry when he doesn't get the oranges.
Well, there was...
Sorry.
There was a question that actually came up from one of the press officers, and he was saying about how the team was doing poorly earlier in the season, and Bedevino kind of earmarked that, and starting the translation, he said, "This is the reporter's opinion. Abuel have been doing poorly." But anyway, normally you have one translator there, does the job, except so Bedevinos was still translating from Greek to English and vice versa. But they then needed a separate translator to translate from English to Spanish and vice versa. Right? So, two things, right? One, they've hired a coach who can't speak English.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's
Callejo couldn't speak English.
and look what happened with him. But anyway,
Okay.
they've hired another coach who can't speak English, right? So, fine, whatever. They couldn't find a translator who goes from Spanish direct to Greek and back again. The press conference lasted an hour, and really it could have been 15 minutes. It's just okay. It was so tedious to watch. When the
Chinese
sound
Whispers. Do you
worked,
remember the game Chinese Whispers? When you
yes,
were
I
a
do
kid?
exactly.
They'll sit
Yeah,
in a circle and someone would say something and everyone had to whisper it around and the last person would have to say it and it was always wrong.
yep,
Can you imagine that happening in
yep,
that press
yep,
conference?
yep, yep. Not only that, but it was fair enough for the people sat in the room; they'd be able to hear the answers. But after a certain point, the sound cut out for about a minute and a half. The sound came back on, but it was only coming out of the phone or the camera or whatever they were recording
Oh, so it sounded
from.
like they were a million miles away.
Yeah, and then you had the guy moving the camera around all the time, so you could hear that going like over that. So you could barely hear what the answers were.
Yeah, but that's not uncommon for Cyprus there. I
No,
showed
but
you the
come on.
Omonia ones, right?
Yeah,
They
but
went
come
they
on,
went
man.
live they
This is-
went live 10 minutes before one of the press conferences and there was a guy doing a sound check and he was on the phone to someone else in the production room. And when Omonia did the Omonia TV press conference, which you can't watch because they've set it to private, the whole time you had the aircon machine behind Grigori, but it sounded like a train. So while he's talking, you hear is crying out loud. How can you understand what this guy's saying?
Oh
I
dear,
mean,
man.
bad enough he's got a monotone voice. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like
not going to say anymore.
it sounds like Oma.
Yeah.
But yes, so I did get some answers from Jimenez. So apparently, this is a question that they keep asking new coaches: is what is your philosophy? And every time the answer is, "Oh well, my philosophy is to win." I mean, yeah, duh. But anyway, he also said he likes to play beautiful football with short passing. But first things first, you have to win. So it looks like he's going to be taking a more pragmatic approach, considering he's going to be dealing with a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds. But anyway, um, he he also spoke about wanting to go on the pitch and train with them ASAP. This is Tuesday, right? We've had a whole fucking international break where he could have been training with them, but he's only going to meet them on Tuesday afternoon for a game that's going to be played on Saturday. Anyway, he says he enjoys the pressure of managing clubs with demanding fans and expectations, and use Sevilla and Real Zaragoza as his examples. So he's going to have a fantastic time in Lefkosia, isn't he? That's gonna be he's gonna be loving it. Yeah. Anyway, look, it started off with a shit show. um, I'm hoping we're going to see a manager who takes a few risks with the selection rather than going with the same 40-year-olds every game. We need to see players like Satchar get minutes, especially since he got two goals.
Maybe
For
he's been a
the
bad boy and he's not going to get coal for Christmas.
well, he did last year. With so he scored 2 goals with the international under 21s. You've got players like Cipriano who have barely touched the ball, Lautaro Cano who had a great end of the season last season with AL. He should be getting a few more chances instead of say somebody who's been less than good in Quintilla at left back. You've got Polikarpos out there not doing much, with Kostadinov not performing how we know he can do. There's a lot of things that need to change in the team. Hopefully he does that. I want him to do well. I really want him to do well. But I see him going till the next international break, and then we go through this whole process again.
Well, you mentioned earlier that he wanted to get on the training field with the players as soon as he could. You right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, he went on the training field and he was being shown around the training facilities, meeting people. I think he met Belech and a couple others. And then he did something that reminded me of Basel 40. Have you seen this? I am the Germans.
Hold on, why is he measuring the pitch?
Because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to measure the thing. But then it got me thinking, Thassos, what if Manolo wanted to be like the Beatles? What if he wanted to go to Abbey Road? Or what if you wanted to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Oh my God.
I mean, there's loads you could do with that, to be honest.
Yes, there's a lot more you could do with that.
Loads you could do. But, I only had a bit of time to do it. But
Yeah.
I guess he was just measuring the touchline and to see maybe if he could extend it somehow, or I don't know, because it just seems to me that this is a coach that is going to want to play fast football.
Yeah.
Football.
And he won't be able to do it with this team as it is at the moment.
Yeah, well, look, you got an average. Look, according to Transfermarkt, again, I don't like going by that, but your average age is like 27. But that's because it's added all these 20-year-olds and 18-year-olds and whatnot. But you mentioned a whole heap of players that are in the mid to late 30s, right? Now, can he sustain a specific style of football, especially if it's attacking the whole time with that group of players? I don't think he can. If he does, which I doubt he will, you're going to get ACLs all over the place by February, March, right? But that being said, you mentioned some young players. You got Gorbul, the Romanian lad.
Yeah.
You got him. You got Abanya that looks pretty decent. If he can somehow keep Donis fit, you got a player there.
Yeah.
But he never lasts a season.
Nope.
He's always in and out.
Nope.
You got that new left back that you brought in from I think it was Corinthians.
Vitomir, yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't touched pitch yet.
Nope.
So
you got Katirigis, who's been getting minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
so I don't know. And you've got that Brazilian striker that you got back in the last season. I think he's pretty decent, but he's not been playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dangerous. He's a good player. Good player. But anyway, not my problem.
Yep. So there's a question from Mario.
Yes.
You'll know a bit more about it than I do, but as I read it, it's more the club that Abuel signed Marquinhos from have not paid the club that they got him from what they were owed, not necessarily Abuel.
Right? Yeah, so basically Corinthians sold Marquinhos to this Brazilian team and they were being paid in installments as far as I'm aware. And Corinthians still haven't, they didn't receive the full payments from the other club for the transfer fee. And the club that owed them the money blamed Abuel's payments or delayed payments. It's really something or nothing, really, at the end of the day. I just think, it's easy to talk about the financial problems. I mean, if it was really a big deal, it would have been a big deal.
Yeah,
because the Brazilian press don't piss about.
Yeah, and Marquinhos has been at Apoel now. This is his third season.
Third year, yeah.
Yeah. So, this would have been something that if this was as true as what his previous club was saying, then it would be something that would have gone through
Yeah.
FIFA, right? It would
Yeah,
have been
for sure.
something, yeah. It would have
For sure.
been a reason for Apoel to have a transfer embargo, which they don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But again, we don't know the agreement between the clubs because
correct.
you've got this amortization thing where if you sign a player, you can agree to, well, when you first sign a player, ignore the amortization. Amortization is more for the financial element of the inside the club. But when you sign a player, you can sign a player and pay it in installments.
Hmm.
And perhaps, our board deferred on a couple of them and they said, well, we'll pay you. We don't know what the agreements were. I mean, for crying out loud, that Fluminense loan deal for Hefte was a bloody mess
Yep.
at the end of it. So we don't have a clue. Like, no one knows apart from the people that were involved in it. So I just think
Yeah.
it's something of nothing. And obviously, our board gets clicks. So,
Yep. Yep.
anyway.
Now, let's move away from my club. There's some more
Yes.
clubs in the league.
Yes.
So let's talk. What do we go for next?
Let's go for let's go in the order that you've
Okay.
put it down.
So, we've got a game that's going to be happening this weekend that will
Hmm.
not have away fans,
No.
as per the situation discussed by the Cyprus FA. They've decided to ban unauthorized fans from attending this weekend's encounter with AEK Larnaca, but they've also done the reciprocal for the corresponding fixture in game week 20, and unauthorized are not happy. Um, and not only are they not happy, but they chucked AEK into their statement as well. I think that's what Michael Johnnies has brought up in the comments there, as per AEK's request, basically. So, and there's a statement. I'm going to try and read it as quickly as I can. Um, Regarding the decision of the Executive Committee of the Cyprus FA to ban the movement of fans to games between us and AEK, we want to clarify that as Anorthosis Famagusta, unlike the opposing team, we are completely against such decisions. In the year 2024, the state and the competent bodies of this state do not find a way to enforce the self-evident things for a democratic country, such as the presence of a few hundred fans in a match of their team. Our position remains stable and unchanged. Matches must be played with fans of both teams without any exception. The few who are the cause of the punishment of the many must be isolated and kept away from the playing fields. The answer to violence cannot be to punish everyone, including fans. In all countries of the world where regulations and laws apply, the attendance of fans in stadiums is an inalienable right. Stadiums with tens of thousands of people in countries where violence and the crime rate are clearly higher than in Cyprus have the ability to host, without a problem, derbies of hatred with serious class or even religious differences. And yet fans of both teams have the right to watch these games. What did they discover in these countries that we here in Cyprus still ignore? The new administration of Anorthosis has its main concern the solution of this phenomenon with proposals and recommendations that we will develop in meetings with all the relevant bodies. The fight against violence can only be solved by the implementation of prevention and combat measures, since it is a social phenomenon. With the will and courage of all involved, solutions will be found as long as there is a will. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna jump on something here. Uh, that that they picked up. Where was it? Where was it? I can't find it now. But anyway, they talk about there's all these places, all the stadiums, um, all these crime rates and whatnot in different countries where there's big problems. For some reason, it's an issue that we can't solve in Cyprus. Yes, it's an issue we can't solve in Cyprus because every time there's trouble from fans of a club, the club goes, "Oh no, no," and and then the whole thing perpetuates. Whereas if you look at other countries, when there's trouble with fans, the clubs take it on themselves to look through CCTV and start banning, kicking out fans, telling these fans they're not welcome, reporting the fans that are causing the trouble to the police. Whereas in Cyprus, because of the way we are, nothing changes. Nothing changes. The thing is, as well, is when there's trouble, the clubs know the people that are doing it, but they don't do anything about it, because if they do something about it, then there'll be more trouble for the club. And that's my first of my 2 cents. The second one is, I agree with having this game without away fans, because we do not have the confidence in the police to do their job. Yeah? The police's job is to guarantee the safety of the people in and around the stadium. But as we saw in the match between Apollo and AEL, they either can't or willingly won't do their job properly. So the issue here is not the fans, right? It's not the fans, but it's the people organizing the games and the security for these games. Yeah? Because we don't trust the police to keep order, and they'll give fans every opportunity to cause issues, so then they could go, see, told you so. Anyway, what about you? What do you think?
Well, I think this further proves what we were saying weeks ago, that the police have got the clubs and the CFA by the balls. The CFA went against the police's recommendations at the beginning of the season. So the police are basically turning around and saying, well, you ain't going to listen to us, then you're going to do things the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, we can say, for argument's sake, the police are under-resourced and they don't have the manpower or the person power to police these games. You could say that. But let's get it right. They don't want to.
They don't want to.
They don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going back to the COVID era, boys and girls, because I will say this now with chest. The way that things are right now, fans are getting more and more frustrated. And eventually, I can see this happening. Stelstradamus, 16th of October, 2024. Eventually this season, there's going to be a reduction in tickets for home games, for home fans as well. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. COVID era.
Yeah, basically, yeah, they got comfortable in the COVID era, didn't they? And I want to go back to it. That's what it is. Because it was an easier job.
Of course. And let's get it right. I know for a fact that there were some clubs in England in the lower leagues that preferred it because their police bills didn't even exist. They didn't have any extra bills to pay, whether it be police, stewards, or whatever. The overheads reduced because no one was showing up. Whereas on match day, they still need to spend money, even though they might be making a loss. But look, there's loads of comments straight up. As per Ike's request, no one should be happy. Well, Ike didn't deny it, Thassos. So imagine if Omani decides to say the same during a title deciding match against Abuel, or vice versa. This is just a complete mess. It allows anyone to dictate whether their opponent will be able to have support under the guise of safety. I don't like it one bit. And that's a very good point as well.
It is a very
safety
good point.
is the excuse. It's the excuse. You know, that's what we're going to do. Basically, they have done, he's corrected himself, they've done what the police wanted from the beginning without even a sweat. Yeah, absolutely. keep corruption out of our Cypriot football. That ship has sailed, Yanni.
Yeah.
It's gone. It says, had a very interesting discussion with the club president regarding what you're talking about right now. Basically, they don't want to have the fans card registry because they don't want to snitch their fans. There you go.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they will ban away fans for the traditional derbies, but keep the away fans for the smaller clubs so they can exist. There you go. It already happened, hasn't it? Oh yeah, with the reduced home. Yeah, 150 people were allowed with no reason. Well, this is it again. They're shitting bricks. Clubs are shitting bricks. The CFA are shitting bricks, and the police know that they can just pick up the phone and say, "Guys, I think this game might be a little bit too dangerous. I know we've reduced the allocation already, but we advise you to maybe just stop away fans altogether." What's the point? Like, what's the point? What's the point?
Well,
And the thing is, the only people that are winning are the police and the TV companies.
Yeah,
because people are going to be saying, "Well, if I can't watch my team, I'm going to have to get Cidavision or CableNet."
Yeah,
and we know who didn't a certain CFA president have something to do with Cidavision? Just asking, because I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say anything slanderous. So at least one person involved in football wins in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Now, that's it's a difficult one to deal with because there's many ins and outs and what have yous and whatever. But in the short term, I'd prefer there wasn't any trouble. Right?
Mm.
Yeah. So that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah.
It's basically it.
Yanni says he spoke to a policeman and told him that they just don't want to take any risks for their safety, so they ruin the match. Well, don't they have police shields? Didn't they spend £1 million on 2 water cannons, for crying out loud?
Yeah. Yep.
It just. But again, we're going around in circles here because we had this conversation last season, the year before.
We did.
The fact is, everyone is culpable. Everyone is to blame for this. You've got idiotic fans that cause trouble. You've got clubs that don't want to put their hands in their pockets to improve safety.
Yep.
I'll be straight. Yeah, I'll be straight. I'm going to say this now. But I mean, there's not many people watching. I don't think anyone's paying too much attention. But I've got a friend who's actually part of the Brazil 1998 World Cup squad, right? And he is now working alongside an organization that deal with safety within the turnstiles, right? And it's a bit of software that's been implemented for other companies are doing it as well. And I think they were going to do it at the Alpha Mega, but for some reason they haven't done it. But it's basically retinal recognition to enter the stadium, right? So you can go through your safety check with the Gata Filatlu, right? And then when you get to the main turnstile or through the security checks, or even at the first turnstile, you can have a second bit for security. And it's just a facial scan. And you're in. And I can, again, I've sent it to certain people and they've just been ignored because they don't want to spend the money on it.
Yeah, it's not just that, because there's people that are using somebody else's Carta Filatru or somebody else's ticket or somebody else's whatever. Yeah. So if you're using retinal scans and whatnot, those people get caught.
Yeah, but listen, let's not forget, and I'm sorry to digress here, but pretty soon, everywhere you go, there's going to be cameras. Even in supermarkets, when you go to the bloody shelf to pick something, there's going to be a camera there, and they'll say, "Oh, it's not AI facial recognition. No, it's for stock taking purposes." The world is turning into fucking China. I'm telling you. I mean, I haven't been to Cyprus for over a year, and what people are telling me is that they've got more speed cameras, more cameras everywhere. That's why we saw the Apollon fans on motorcycles spraying the speed cameras.
Yep.
So, like, one way or the other, they're going to get caught. One way or the other.
Yep.
And with certain shit going down in a certain part of the world, which is close to Cyprus, I'm pretty certain they're going to be heightening security everywhere.
That's for sure.
Says the Charlie that's sitting in London. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I can't bother to talk about this, man.
So okay, let's move on.
Three fucking years in a row, we're talking about the same shit.
Let's move on to something a bit more. I won't say a bit more positive. I won't say that. But yes, Simos Daraboulouzis. He was the new technical director at Karmadissa. And he's now been shown the door. What's that?
Who dresses this guy, man? Who dresses this guy? He needs a stylist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Like, who dresses this guy? Who dresses him?
I don't know.
That is a knockoff polo shirt, by the way. He got that from Dubai or something.
I mean, he could at least be wearing like a Karmadissa like
jacket
thing or something.
Yeah. Represent, man. Represent.
Yep. So he's no longer at Karmadissa. He apparently, the Karmadissa president Stavros Dimosenos was disturbed by something he said.
Oh.
Yeah. So what could Simo have said that disturbed Stavros Dimosenos? Remember, that could be one thing. I'm just thinking, because, Stavros Dimosenos, he's dealing with Johnny violins every day, talking about Anginares.
Johnny Guns violins.
So, I've got no idea. I've got no idea, man. What could he have said that disturbed?
I know.
I
know what it is.
What?
I know what it is. Right. When a new manager or a new player comes in, they need to do an initiation, right?
Right.
Do you think there's a chance? Do you think there's a chance that Daraboulouzis went up to Camoranese in front of everyone and said, "Soggy biscuit"?
Oh God! Why? Why would you? Why? Oh,
that would disturb people.
That is disturbing. For sure, that is disturbing.
Soggy biscuit.
Soggy biscuit. Simo
soggy.
Yeah.
Soggy Simo.
Soggy Simo. Darabis. No, I can't get it.
Soggy Simo's Darabiscuits. Wallahi, we're on fire. We're on fire. Anyway, Simo.
Excellent. Let's see. So, little bit of the palate cleanser. That was like a little citron, lemon sorbet thing to get into the next bit, which is that Paralimni confirm Damir Canadi as their new head coach. So I found that I got some history on.
Doesn't he look like Sacha a little bit?
Yeah, he does. He does. He looks like an Austrian version. He looks like an Austrian version of Marinos Sachas. Yeah, he's even got the glasses and everything.
He looks like. Do you think it's Sacha in disguise? I want my job back.
Oh dear. So this guy, Canadi, now he started off as being a player manager of some Austrian lower league side, floated around Austria for a little bit, so between 2001 till 2016, where he took charge of Rapid Vienna, From there, he went to Andromidos for 2.5 seasons, which were broken up by 6 months at Nuremberg. And it was at Šibenik in Croatia. And most recently, he was at Velez Nostar in Bosnia-Herzegovina. There you go. That's Damir Canadi for you.
Okay. Well, Mario said last week that he was linked with Anorthosis last season, apparently.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'd like to know who brokered the deal, which agent was involved. Because if he was touted to go to Anorthosis, then it must be someone Cypriot. Be someone Cypriot.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you the next couple of days, you're going to see one of their agents put it on their Instagram.
Or something, yeah. Yep.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I think from now on, we need to do a tally of which agents have brought in which coaches. And we can just see a pattern. We'll see the pattern.
Who brought in Manolo? You know who brought in Manolo yet?
No. Who?
No, I was saying, I was asking you if you knew.
Listen, it will either be on LinkedIn or it will be somewhere. It's going to happen sooner or later. Once the ink dries on that thing, on that contract, you're going to see someone do it. I don't think it was Manduca, though. No. Manduca brought Camoranese.
Yeah, I think Manduca is not working much with Apoel anymore after his statement earlier on in the season.
Let's have a look. Well, Apoel haven't tagged anyone. They tagged Manolo Jimenez. He's put up something on his Instagram. Oh, I didn't mean to like it. Okay, well, I'll like it anyway. Well, it's on the This Is Mappa account anyway. Who is he tagged? I can't see in the screen. Who's he tagged?
While you're looking at that, shall I go into the next story?
Yeah, you do that.
So, AL, a couple of weeks back, you will remember, they were given a 3-0 loss for the game that didn't happen versus Apollon, and a load of fines and a load of bans on away fans and whatnot and what have you. Since then, they put in an appeal. Now, the appeals court took a bit of time to respond, and when they did, it was an unequivocal kind of like, no, you've got what's coming to you, which I don't necessarily agree with. But yeah, in essence, the appeals court in its statement basically said, we don't have time for this. That's basically what their conclusion was. I provided additional written statements and testimony from witnesses to the events in the away end of the Alfamara Stadium. The response from the appeals court was damning in the statement, asking why this additional information was not provided to Vrionides originally. And what the appeals court needs to look at is the evidence that Vrionides looked at, and then based on that evidence, whether or not Vrionides' punishment was suitable. Now, the court statement also talked about the lack of time available to review the case due to the nature of the court itself, and that's a shit excuse if you ask me. It's an appeals court. If they need to review new evidence, they should be reviewing new evidence. Yeah, that's what an appeal court is for. You make an appeal because there's new evidence that's come to light. That's part of the reason you do an appeal. So the appeal court should review the new evidence as part of the appeal. Anyway, a large part of AL's appeal seems to lean on asking the referee to see the situation for himself rather than taking the advice from the professionals around him with respect to the security. And I don't think that's what the club should have done with regards to the appeal. You don't go after the referee because he didn't go into the away stand and had a look at what the hell was going on in there, because he took the advice of the professionals around him, telling him that there was a lot of trouble going on. It's it's the same thing with any job, right? If you're I wrote about this on Twitter. If you're an airplane mechanic, and they tell the pilot that there's an issue with the plane's engine, so you shouldn't be flying the plane. The pilot's not going to go lift the hood up on the plane and check the dipstick and go, oh no, actually, this is working fine. I'm going to go start the plane and fly. He's going to listen to the people that know not to fly the plane. So he's going to go, okay, we're not going to fly the plane. Anyway, for me, the appeal that IL should have put forward should have done something to do with the people that were supposed to be keeping everybody safe at the stadium. For instance, whose fault was it that the appropriate police cordon in front of the away stand entrances was not in place? It's just a
I don't
question.
know.
Whose
What's
fault
the
was it?
answer?
Whose fault was it?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
me. After that on Twitter, I put a GIF of Sting and his band, just messing around there. But who knows? Who knows? But yeah, the appeal. In short, the appeal didn't go through, and I still have the 3-0 loss and the ban on fan movement for 2 games, and I think there's a home game as well that is going to be without fans.
Oh well, what are you going to do?
Yes.
So after a bit of research, a few clicks on Instagram, I've been doing some calculations, and it looks like the same agent that took Bar to Apoel, the Olympiacos striker, and Garanatsios.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And it's also the same guy that took Masura to Omonia.
Okay.
By the look of it.
So it's not necessarily Cypriot then, it's Greek.
Well, it is a Brazilian-based agency, believe it or not, but they do a lot of intermediary stuff. Perhaps he's an intermediary. But anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the patterns emerge. Anyway, next. We've done 1 hour, 7 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. So, Algi, the Immortals, Algi, they're back again. Guess who's back again? Algi's back, tell a friend. So
yes, they've risen again. It's like they've been, I don't know, on a lifetime supply of Viagra.
They really are Canadi, yeah? Immortals. It's like
please. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
No idea what that bird is, man.
I mean, if that's supposed to be a phoenix,
that's not a phoenix.
I know, but what is it then? What is it? It looks like
is it a heron?
It's got arthritis for a start.
Is it a heron?
Look at those kneecaps.
What is it?
What is it? I don't know. What is it?
Somebody who knows about Cypriot birds, let us know. But birds as in the animals, let us know
what is
the hell that's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a heron. Spindly legs,
bird
long
with
beak.
long beak.
But yeah,
no.
So
I don't know what that is.
In their 3rd iteration.
It's actually freaking me out.
The 3rd iteration of the club just made its debut in the Akhrotikon in the non-league last weekend, beating Vergina FC 13-0. Some background information on Algi. The first Algi folded in 2014, and then they became Algi Oroglinis, and then folded again in December 2022. Now, if you follow the pattern exponentially, this iteration should be folding by the end of the season.
That's wild.
There you go. Have you?
It looks like an American white ibis.
Okay, but why?
I don't know. Like, why? I don't know. Who? It actually just looks.
Make me look it up now, aren't you?
It just looks like a child. It looks like a child has been asked, "Hey, draw bullire manamu, draw a bird for us,"
Well,
and it just drew this. I told you, look at those kneecaps. This bird's got arthritis or something.
Yeah. It's a weird ass bird. Is it supposed to be a flamingo?
A flamingo.
Because of the allergy?
Right, flamingos are pink.
I'm just spitballing.
Mario says he always thought it was a seagull on steroids. Well, the wrong steroids it's using. He's skipping leg day for a start.
Now,
what is it?
We should also say that the original Alkilarnaga didn't have that bird on the badge.
I don't. Pep made the bird invert its ankles. Game's gone. Oh my god! Right, okay. So
Yeah.
let's just think. Oroglini, right?
Yeah.
What is famous about what makes Oroglini stand out? I'm just looking on Wikipedia, and it doesn't even mention anything about the animal. It says Algi adopted the colors of Algi Larnaga. All right, okay, fine, but why is this bird here? What is it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is doing my head in. I need to know what kind of bird this is. And if I mean, I'm going to Cyprus soon. I'm actually staying in Oroglini. If I see one of these birds, I'm going to catch it and bring it back to England.
I got no idea, man. I got no idea. But yeah, moving on from that, because it was only supposed to be like a 2-second thing. I've got another 2-second thing. Aris have announced that an under-16 player called Alexandros Yerougalis is signing for the AEK Athens Academies. So I want to keep an eye on. And then a couple of things to finish off on. One of them is one of them's got a little theme tune, doesn't it?
Yes, I missed this guy. I really did, honestly. Really did.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Maybe Algi should get a fine for not explaining what that bird is.
It's not on their badge anymore. Forget about it. It's gone.
Malaga, it is on their badge because I've been on their official Facebook page.
What?
Don't make
the actual Alki Larnaca?
yes, Algi
Okay.
Oroglini, right?
No,
Sports
it's
team.
not. It's not Alki Oroglini anymore. It's back to Alki Larnagas.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, while you do that, let's remember Alicia Sam.
It looks even worse.
Alicia Sam.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Alicia Sam just punched a guy the other week. Remember? He got a straight red for that. Apparently, that's only worth a fine to Frionidi.
Okay.
What's not only worth a fine is something that happened in a game between Achna and AEK in the under-19s.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So Mario told us that this was going to happen. This was going to get talked about. So the Vrionidis statement says that Achna under-19s player Keilan Nishit Bat has been banned for 2 matches for abusive language / gestures to the opposing team bench versus AEK.
Okay.
Now, what actually happened was that Keilan and Mario and some other people around them ages are all friends, and some of them play for Ethnico and some of them play for AEK. So I
like the way you involve Mario in this.
Yeah, because I'm saying it. I'm saying it because he's the one that told us it. Yeah, I'm bringing him up because he's the one that told us what's going on. So he's the source for this.
Yeah, but don't forget Mario he could pass as a 30-year-old with that voice.
Well,
Honestly.
yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing wouldn't have happened if Mario went, "Hey, Gani."
Boys, stop it now.
Yeah, but yeah. So, one of the friends scored for Ajax, and Ajax won. So at full time, the friend group was ironically clapping for Kaylan Bat after full time, and he basically gave them the finger as a joke as he was walking off. So they were clapping
his
him, going
mates?
like, because his mates were playing for Ajax, and he went, as he was walking off. So the ref saw it and sent him off 20 minutes after full time.
Wow.
So this was like people were just getting ready to go home.
So he's in the showers and the referee comes in with a red card.
Well, so here's the thing, right? The people on the Ajax bench were telling the ref that he shouldn't have given the guy the red card because they were all mates. They were all friends. And the referee was like, no, fucking out of that, mate. So, yeah. Kaylan Bat has now got a 2-game suspension because he went like this to his friends.
You know what it is, right? It's the fact that he sent him off 20 minutes after.
Yeah.
Right. Can you imagine if the lad had, quickly had a shower and left the stadium and went home, right? The referee still hasn't sent him off. But he wants to send him off. So he actually tries to find him.
But
So he drives around looking for this lad.
Yeah.
So the lad's going to go on holiday to, say, for example, I don't know, Spain. And the referee actually gets on a plane to Spain so he could chase him down Tenerife with a red card and send him off. 2 years later.
I imagine it's something more like they've all had their showers. They're all waiting around. They're all going to walk off home together or get in one of their parents' cars or whatever. And they're all with their backpacks like that. They're waiting for Kaylan to come out, and they've gone, "Oh, here he comes. Oh, well done, mate. Well done, well done." And he's gone, have some of that. But yeah.
It's like Road Runner and Wile E. Coyote, where the referee is Wile E. Coyote and the lad is Road Runner. Meep, you can't get me.
Well, I mean, Mario's just dropped another bit of text there.
He tried hiding his number so the referee couldn't write on his report. Oh my god.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But anyway, so Kaylan Bat has a 2-match ban for that, right?
Right.
Now, 2 more under-19 players. Ioannis Bouros of the Nisakritas Morphou and Stavros Yalouris of Omonia Radipo both also received a 2-match ban for a violent incident. So you're telling me that a kid going like back to his friends is the same as a violent incident?
Yeah, clearly.
Like, what the hell is that? And there's all the the general fan behavior stuff. Apollon were fined for their cup game that they had the other week because their fans fought between themselves, threw things on the pitch, drank beers, and did a nice bit of racist chanting. The pricks. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So
stay classy.
Yeah, stay classy, Apollon. Anyway, and just to sprinkle in a little bit of comedy back in it, there's been so many teams that have been fined and given defeats because they were playing players that were too old in the under 15, 16, 17s, and 18s. Now, where is it? Yeah, so Mirza Radip under 14's been fine because they would use the player who's not registered with them. So, Baik under 15's were fined for the same reason as did the Doxa Baleomadohu under 14's. Now, Mirza Radip didn't lose the game. Doxa Baleomadohu were given a 3-0 loss. For some reason, Baik under 15's were given a 12-0 loss. Whatever.
Right. Okay.
Now, Spartakos Gidio, AEK. Spartakos Gidio and AEK. I'm going to cough.
It's all right. Carry on. Let it out.
Spartakos Gidio and AEK were both fined because both teams used a player for 2 different games on the same day.
What?
Spartakos Gidio used a player in an under 15's game and an under 17's game on the same day. And AEK did the same thing with a player in the under 17's and under 14's. So they played a 14-year-old with 17-year-olds
Bloody hell.
versus Aboel in both games.
Okay.
So, and Aboel were given a 3-0 win in both those games. And then as well, Omonia Psevda, 2 Omonia 2 Furious, Valencia CF Soccer Academy, AES, and Enad Polis Chrysochous were all fined for using players who were too old to play in their under 16 games.
Okay.
Youth football in Cyprus is nuts.
Yes. Listen, it's more entertaining than first team, clearly.
Yeah, but listen, no bins were thrown this week.
No.
No bins.
No. Happy days.
Yes.
Silver lining.
There you go. There's your
All right.
Vrionides catch up for the week.
Happy days. Happy days.
Happy days.
Yes.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. Spin the wheel now.
Right. Couple more things very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, this is more where I'm going to hand over to you because this is the players' union's been very busy over the last week, hasn't it?
Yes, well, PASP, our very, very, very good friends, have been, as Thassos quite rightly said, very active on social media. They announced a memorandum of understanding with the University of Limassol, which is, let's have a look. It was by Spiro, clearly, because Spiro is the guy there. And it includes the provision of scholarships to PASP members and or their first degree relatives for both boys and girls. And that's to admit them into the study programs offered by the University of Limassol in Nicosia, Limassol, and online. So that's a very, very good initiative. Also, Charity Idols, along with PASP, raised over 2,000 euros for a Kavanaghi shirts from, I think, 2015, 2016, which is a new record for PASP, which is absolutely incredible, and Charity Idols, obviously. And the other thing is they are continuing their Goalkeeper of the Year award. Now, I still can't figure out how they are arranging it, but they released a statement, which is on our Twitter account. But there's going to be awards for goalkeepers in the first and second rounds for Group A and Group B. So there could be quite a few goalkeepers receiving awards this season. I think last season Piric won by 1 clean sheet, if I'm not mistaken. Beat Belic by 1, I think.
It was more. Was it that? It had something to do with. Or they had the same, and Belic and Piric done something else, which made him win it. Or I can't remember what it was. There were some conditions between the two. But yeah.
Yeah, he had no. So basically, they both had 18 clean sheets, but because Piric had a better streak of clean sheets, a better consecutive run of games without conceding a goal, that's why he won it. So PAS have been really, really busy. I mean, they've got the goal of the month, the save of the month. It's all on their website. In fact, the UC's 4-0 goal was goal of the month. No, was it goal of the week? Goal of the month?
Goal of the week. Goal of the match.
Goal of the
day.
week, yeah. Goal of the match day. And Braga, the Al Limassol goalkeeper, got save of the week. There's loads of stuff going on. PAS have been working alongside FIFA Pro, loads of other things. So just go on the PASP Instagram, or you can go on Instagram and on Twitter at PASP Cyprus. We're translating them anyway to put them out there. So yeah, it's all there. But they're really, really busy. Spiro and Loizo have been absolutely smashing it, man. And long may it continue, because they're doing a hell of a good job. Hell of a good job.
Yep.
On a final note, we have to do this, Thassos, because I don't think many people are talking about this. But have you seen the goal, the Haringey Borough goal?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I posted about it. I said,
yes.
Yoros Anesti did what Bitas tried to do.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yep.
Haringey Borough.
Bam.
North London.
Smashed it.
What a strike
Smashed
that is.
it. What a goal.
Did he get booked for taking his shirt off?
He must have done.
Must have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Haringey Borough has got a strong Cypriot contingent, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Aresti's been there for a long time as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, good luck to them. Good luck to them. In fact, we're not even following them on Instagram. I think we shall. There you go. Anyway. Right, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. We wanted to do an hour. We did an hour and 27. That's partly my fault for throwing in a few videos. But give us a follow on Instagram and X at This Is Mappa. Thassos' Instagram is there at Flares Cafes. And yeah, we've got plenty more to come. Check our website, nc-network.com. Got loads of write-ups. God bless Andrew for doing the Cyprus national team write-ups. And yeah, we'll be back next week with more Mappa.
Yeah, there'll be a bit more Mappa.
Yeah, hopefully less incidents. Hopefully. Please no. Say bye, Thassos.
Bye-bye.